March 3, 1960. It's cold again today. My hands ache when I write, but I need to keep this journal, even if no one ever reads it. It helps me remember who I am, or maybe it helps me forget who I've been. Either way, it doesn't matter anymore. I've realized no one cares about me. Not really. But I care enough to write down my story, even if I'm the only one who ever knows the truth. Today, like every day, I went to school. It was awful. They always make fun of me. Call me ratface or weirdo. I keep my head down, but the punches still come. They shove me into lockers and laugh when I hit the ground. Nobody stops them, not the teachers, not the other kids. It's like they enjoy it. Sometimes, I think they're right. Maybe I am different. Maybe there's something wrong with me. I don't know why I'm like this, but I've never felt like I belonged. Not at home. Not at school. Nowhere. My foster parents say I should toughen up, but how? I've been passed around to so many homes I've lost count. None of them want me. Not really. I'm just another mouth to feed, another check from the government. Sometimes I wish I wasn't here at all. March 15, 1960. I don't know why I'm even writing this. It's not like anyone will read it. But I guess it helps. I don't have anyone else to talk to. Not that anyone would listen. It happened again today. They found me behind the gym. The boys, I mean. They've got a game now. Freddy Hunt, they call it. They chase me after school, and when they catch me, they beat me up. I try to hide, but they always find me. I hate them. I hate them all. But something strange happened. When they were hitting me, I started imagining things. Not just thoughts, real things. Like, I was somewhere else. A place where they couldn't touch me. And I was powerful. It felt good. Really good. I don't know what it means, but I can't stop thinking about it. March 22, 1960. I think I've found my escape. Last night, I had a dream. A vivid dream. I was standing in front of the kids at school. They were laughing, like they always do. But this time, I wasn't scared. This time, I was in control. They were all tied down, unable to move. I could feel their fear. It was like I was feeding off it. And then I hurt them. One by one, I made them suffer, just like they make me suffer every day. When I woke up, I felt powerful. Invincible, almost. Like the dream had given me something I'd never felt before, control. March 30, 1960. It's getting worse at school. They've started calling me Freaky Freddy now. I think it's funny, though. They have no idea what I've seen, what I can do. I've been having more dreams, and they're getting clearer. In them, I can do anything. I can make people feel pain, fear, terror. I can twist their minds, bend their will. It's like the world is mine when I close my eyes. The best part? I'm not scared anymore. Not of them, not of anything. In the dreams, I'm strong. I'm the one in charge. April 10, 1960. Something happened today. I was walking home from school when I saw a cat on the side of the road. It was hurt, probably hit by a car. Normally, I just walk past, but this time, I didn't. I picked up a stick and started poking it. It was barely moving, but the more I poked, the more it squirmed. I don't know why, but I liked it. I liked seeing it suffer. It was like the dream, but this time, it was real. When it finally stopped moving, I just stood there, staring at it. I wasn't scared or disgusted. I felt nothing. No, that's not true. I felt something. I felt power. April 25, 1960. The dreams are getting stronger. Every night, it's the same. I'm in control. I can make anyone do anything. They scream, they beg, they cry, and I love it. I don't know what's happening to me, but I don't want it to stop. For the first time in my life, I feel like I have a purpose. Like I'm meant for something more. They think they can keep hurting me, but they're wrong. They have no idea what's coming. May 1st, 1960. I'm starting to notice things. Strange things. Sometimes, when I wake up, it feels like the dream isn't over. Like I'm still in control. Yesterday, one of the boys at school, Tommy, tripped and fell during recess. Everyone laughed, but I just watched. I didn't touch him. I didn't do anything. But I swear, I felt it. I felt him fall. Like I made it happen. It's getting harder to tell the difference between the dream and reality. But maybe that's the point. Maybe I don't have to choose. May 10th, 1960. I couldn't stop thinking about Tommy's fall. How it felt like I had caused it, even though I wasn't anywhere near him. I tried something today, something small, just to see if I could do it again. There was a girl in class, Katie, who always ignores me. She's one of those popular girls who never even looks my way. Today, during lunch, I stared at her from across the cafeteria. I focused all my thoughts on her, just like in my dreams. I imagined her tripping over her own feet, falling, just like Tommy. And then, it happened. She was walking with her tray, and suddenly, she stumbled. Her tray went flying, food spilled everywhere, and she landed face first on the floor. Everyone laughed, just like they laughed at me. But I wasn't laughing. I was in shock. Did I do that? Could I really control things like in my dreams? It felt too real to be a coincidence. And for the first time in a long time, I felt powerful. I felt like I could do anything. May 20th, 1960. The dreams are changing. They're darker now, more violent. I used to just watch, but now I'm the one doing the hurting. It's like I'm living out everything I've ever wanted to do but couldn't. Last night, I dreamed about Mr. Harrison, the gym teacher. He's always been one of the worst, mocking me in front of everyone, calling me weak, useless. In the dream, I was standing over him. He was on the ground, bleeding, begging for mercy. And I just stood there, watching him suffer. When I woke up, I wasn't scared. I wasn't even disturbed. I was excited. Because I knew it wasn't just a dream anymore. It was something more. May 30th, 1960. I think I figured it out. The dreams aren't just dreams. There's something else. Something bigger. Something that gives me power. Today, I saw Mr. Harrison at school, just like in the dream. But something was different. He looked scared. Like he knew what I had done, even though he didn't remember it. I don't know how to explain it, but I can feel it now. The line between the dream world and the real world is getting thinner. Sometimes, when I'm awake, it feels like I'm still in the dream. I can't stop thinking about the things I could do. The people I could hurt. June 5, 1960. It happened again. This time, it was real. I was walking home from school when I saw one of the boys who always torments me, Billy. He was by himself for once, and I followed him. I don't know why. Maybe I wanted to test myself, to see if I could do what I've been doing in my dreams. I caught up to him in an alley. He didn't even notice me at first, but when he did, he sneered, like he always does. "What do you want, freak?" he said. And then, I don't know what came over me, but I lunged at him. I didn't think. I just acted. I hit him over and over again, until he stopped moving. When it was over, I just stood there, panting, staring at his body. My hands were shaking, but not from fear. From excitement. I left him there. I don't think anyone saw. But when I got home, I couldn't stop smiling. For the first time, I felt like I was in control. June 10, 1960. They found Billy's body today. The whole school is talking about it. They're saying it was an accident, that he must have fallen and hit his head. No one suspects me. Why would they? I'm just Freaky Freddy, the kid everyone ignores. But I know the truth. I did it. And I liked it. June 20th, 1960. The dreams are stronger than ever. Every night, I'm in control. I can hurt anyone I want. Make them suffer. And when I wake up, it feels like the dream isn't over. It feels like I'm still there, still in charge. I've started keeping track of the people who hurt me. The ones who made my life hell. And one by one, they're going to pay. July 1st, 1960. There's something else. Something I haven't told anyone, not that I could if I wanted to. I've started seeing things when I'm awake. Shadows, faces, whispers. At first, I thought I was just imagining it, but now I'm not so sure. It's like there's something, someone, following me. Watching me. But not in a bad way. It's more like guidance. Like they're helping me, pushing me towards something bigger. I don't know who they are, but I can feel them. And I think they want me to keep going. July 10th, 1960. The more I think about it, the more I realize this is what I was meant to do. All my life, I've been pushed around, bullied, treated like dirt. But now, I'm the one in control. I'm the one who decides who gets hurt and who gets to live. And it's not just the dreams anymore. I can do it in the real world too. I've tested it. I've made things happen. Little things, at first. But now I think I'm ready for something bigger. July 15th, 1960. There's no going back now. I've done things I can't take back. But I don't want to. This is who I am. This is who I was meant to be. I'm not scared anymore. Not of them, not of anything. Because I know the truth now. The dreams weren't just dreams. They were a warning. A sign of what I could become. And now, I'm ready. July 20th, 1960. I can't stop thinking about what I've done, about Billy, about the others. Every time I close my eyes, I see their faces, twisted in fear. But it doesn't bother me anymore. If anything, it excites me. I've been thinking about what comes next. I've already hurt the ones who made my life miserable, but there are more. There are always more. People who deserve to feel the same pain they inflicted on me. People who deserve to suffer. And I'm the one who's going to make it happen. July 25, 1960. The dreams are different now. More vivid. More real. I can control everything in them, what people see, what they feel, even what they think. It's like I'm the king of my own world. But the strangest part is that when I wake up, it doesn't feel like the dream is over. It feels like the power is still with me. Like I've carried it into the real world. I tested it again today. I was at the grocery store, just walking down the aisles, minding my own business, when I saw Mr. Carter, the man who lives down the street. He's always been rude to me, always giving me those looks like I'm beneath him. I decided to see if I could make him feel the way I do in my dreams. I stared at him, just like I did with Katie. Focused all my thoughts on him, imagined him falling, just like before. And it worked. Right in the middle of the store, he slipped. His legs went out from under him, and he crashed into a shelf. The cans and boxes rained down on him, and he lay there, groaning in pain while everyone else stared. I didn't say anything. Didn't even stop to help. I just walked away, smiling to myself. Because I know now that I can make anything happen. I can make anyone suffer. August 1st, 1960. Something's changing. I can feel it. The dreams used to be the only place where I had control, where I could hurt people without anyone knowing. But now, it's happening in real life too. Every day, it gets easier. Every day, I feel more powerful. And the more I use this power, the less I care about what happens. I used to feel guilty about the things I did in my dreams. Now, I don't feel anything. Today, I saw one of the kids from school, Mark. He was with his friends, laughing, like they always do. I watched them from a distance, waiting for the right moment. And when Mark walked past me, I imagined him tripping, just like the others. It worked again. He went down hard, hitting his head on the pavement. His friends rushed to help him, but I just stood there, watching. It wasn't enough anymore. I wanted more. I wanted to see him suffer, to see the fear in his eyes. So I focused harder, imagining him choking, gasping for air. And just like that, he started coughing, clutching his throat, his face turning red. His friends were panicking, shouting for help, but I didn't care. I kept watching, kept controlling him, until he collapsed on the ground. When the paramedics arrived, they said it was an allergic reaction. But I know the truth. I made it happen. August 5th, 1960. It's getting harder to control. The power, I mean. It's like a fire inside me, burning hotter and hotter. And I can't put it out. I used to be able to focus it, to direct it at the people who deserved it. But now it's spilling over. I can feel it in my dreams, in my waking hours. It's like the line between the two is blurring, and I don't know which one is real anymore. Last night, I dreamed about Mrs. Franklin, my foster mother. She's always been cold, always treated me like a burden. In the dream, I saw her lying in bed, sleeping peacefully, while I stood over her, holding a knife. I didn't want to hurt her. Not at first. But the longer I stood there, the more I wanted to see the fear in her eyes. I wanted to wake her up, to show her what I've become. So I did. I woke her up. And when she saw me standing there with the knife, the terror in her eyes was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I don't remember what happened next. I just remember waking up in my bed, the knife still in my hand, covered in blood. I don't know if it was a dream or if it really happened. But when I went downstairs this morning, Mrs. Franklin wasn't there. August 10, 1960. I went back to the grocery store today. I wanted to test myself again, to see how far I could push the power. I saw a woman in the parking lot, loading groceries into her car. She looked normal, like anyone else. But I wanted to see if I could control her, just like the others. I focused on her, imagined her falling, just like I did with Mr. Carter. And it worked. She slipped, hit the ground hard, groceries spilling everywhere. But it wasn't enough. I wanted more. I imagined her screaming, clutching her chest, her heart racing out of control. And it happened. She started gasping for air, her face turning pale, her hands shaking as she tried to get up. People started gathering around, trying to help her. But no one knew what was happening. No one could see that I was the one making it happen. I didn't stop until she collapsed, unconscious. I walked away before the paramedics arrived. August 15, 1960. There's no going back now. I can feel the power growing inside me, like a storm that's ready to break. And I don't want to stop it. I don't want to control it anymore. The dreams are getting darker. Every night, I see myself doing things I never thought I was capable of. Hurting people, killing them, watching them suffer. And every morning, I wake up feeling stronger, more in control. But it's not just in the dreams anymore. It's happening in real life too. I'm making it happen. I don't know how much longer I can keep this up. But I know one thing for sure, I'm not afraid anymore. Not of them, not of the dreams, not of what I've become. Because I know now that this is who I was meant to be. August 20th, 1960. The whispers are getting louder. I used to think they were just in my head, but now I'm not so sure. Sometimes, when I'm alone, I can hear them. Voices, calling to me, telling me what to do. Telling me to embrace the power, to use it, to make people suffer. And I want to listen. I want to do what they say. Because the truth is, I like it. I like the feeling of control, of knowing that I can make anything happen. I'm not scared anymore. Not of the dreams, not of the power, not of anything. Because I know now that this is who I was always meant to be. August 25th, 1960. I did it. I finally did it. Today, I killed someone. And it wasn't an accident this time. It wasn't a mistake. I planned it. I made it happen. I followed him after school, one of the boys who used to torment me. I waited until he was alone, and then I used the power. I imagined him falling, just like before. But this time, I didn't stop there. I imagined him choking, gasping for air, just like Mark. And when he was on the ground, helpless, I finished it. I took out the knife and ended it. It felt amazing. I'm not scared anymore. Not of the power, not of the dreams, not of anything. Because I know now that this is who I was always meant to be. August 30th, 1960. Things are different now. I can feel it in the way people look at me, the way they avoid my eyes, the way they cross the street when I walk by. It's as if they can sense something is wrong, even though they don't know what I've done. But it doesn't matter. None of it does. The dreams used to be the only place where I felt powerful, where I could take control. Now, the dreams and reality are the same. The line between them has disappeared completely. September 2nd, 1960. I keep thinking about what happened, about that moment in the alley when I made the choice. The details are hazy now, like a blur in my mind. But the feeling remains. The satisfaction, the power, it was like nothing I've ever experienced before. I don't need to explain it. The details don't matter. All that matters is that I know what I'm capable of. I know what I've become. And no one can stop me. September 5th, 1960. I've started to notice the way the shadows move. They aren't the same as they used to be. They follow me, shift around me, like they're alive. Sometimes, I can almost see faces in them, twisted, distorted faces that whisper things I can barely understand. But I know they're there. And I think they want me to keep going. It's like they're waiting for me to do something bigger. September 10th, 1960. I've made my decision. It's time to stop hiding. Time to embrace what I've become. I've been thinking about the people who hurt me, about the ones who laughed, who made my life miserable. They thought they could get away with it. They thought I'd stay quiet, stay weak. But they were wrong. The whispers, the shadows, they're telling me what to do now. They're showing me the way. I know what I need to do. September 15th, 1960. Tonight, I went out for a walk, just like I always do. But this time, something was different. The air was heavy, thick with something I couldn't quite place. The streets were empty, but it felt like the town itself was watching me, like every window and alleyway was waiting to see what I would do. I found myself standing outside the house of one of the kids from school, someone who had always made my life hell. I stood there for a long time, staring at the darkened windows, feeling the weight of the shadows pressing in around me. The whispers were louder than ever, urging me forward. But I didn't need to act. I didn't need to do anything. Because I knew that whatever happened next, it was already set in motion. September 20th, 1960. They're talking about the disappearance. Everyone is. But no one knows the truth. No one knows what really happened that night. The house was quiet, just like the rest of the town. There were no signs of a struggle, no indication that anything was wrong. But I knew better. I knew what had been lurking in the shadows, waiting. People are scared. They think something terrible has happened. And they're right. But they'll never know the details. They'll never understand what's really going on. September 25th, 1960. The more I think about it, the more I realize this is what I was meant to do. This is who I was always meant to be. I've stopped caring about the consequences. I've stopped worrying about what people will think, or what they might discover. None of it matters anymore. Because I know now that the real power isn't in the act itself, it's in the fear. The fear of what people don't see, of what they can't explain. And that fear, it belongs to me. September 30th, 1960. The shadows are restless again. They've been moving more lately, shifting in ways I can't quite explain. But I think I understand what they want. They want me to keep going. They want me to show them that I'm not afraid. And I'm not. I've embraced the darkness. I've become part of it. And now, there's no turning back. October 5th, 1960. It's almost funny, the way things have turned out. I used to be the one people laughed at, the one they ignored, the one they pushed aside. But now they're the ones living in fear. They don't know it yet, but they will. Soon, they'll understand what I've become. The whispers, the shadows, they've shown me the truth. They've shown me that fear is the real power. And I'm the one who controls it now. October 10th, 1960. The town feels different these days. Quieter. Darker. People don't talk much anymore. They avoid each other, avoid the places where the disappearances happened. It's like they're waiting for something, waiting for the next shadow to fall. And I'm waiting too. Because I know that this is only the beginning. October 15, 1960. I had a dream last night. A dream that felt more real than any I've ever had before. In the dream, I was standing in the middle of the town, surrounded by darkness. The shadows were all around me, shifting and swirling like smoke. And I could hear the whispers, louder than ever, telling me what to do, guiding me. I looked down, and my hands were covered in something. But I wasn't scared. I wasn't upset. I was calm. Because I knew that this was the final step. The final act. And when I woke up, I realized that the dream wasn't just a dream. It was a promise. October 20th, 1960. I can't shake the feeling that something is coming, something bigger than anything that has happened so far. The shadows are everywhere now, following me through the streets, lingering in the corners of every room. It's as if the whole town has fallen under a spell. People whisper more than ever. They glance over their shoulders, wondering if they're next. But they don't know that the real terror isn't in what they can see. It's in the things they can't. October 25th, 1960. The whispers are almost constant now. They don't fade when I wake up. They follow me through my day, echoing in my mind, telling me what's next. I used to think I had control over them, that I could choose when to act, when to listen. But now, I realize that it's the other way around. I don't control them. They control me. October 28th, 1960. I've stopped sleeping. I can't. The dreams have taken over everything, bleeding into my waking hours, twisting reality into something I barely recognize. It's not that I'm scared. Far from it. It's just that everything feels different. It's like the world has shifted, like the rules I used to live by no longer apply. There are no boundaries anymore. No limits. Only possibilities. October 31st, 1960. Halloween. I never used to care about this day. It was just another excuse for people to dress up, to pretend to be something they weren't. But now it feels like the perfect day. The perfect time. Everyone's already scared. Everyone's already pretending. But I'm not pretending anymore. Tonight, the shadows will show me what's next. They'll guide me to the final step. And after that, nothing will ever be the same again. November 2nd, 1960. It's done. I don't need to write down the details. They're burned into my memory, clearer than anything I've ever seen. I can still feel the weight of the darkness, the coldness of the night, the silence that followed. It was the whispers that led me there, that told me what to do. I didn't resist. I couldn't. When it was over, I stood there for what felt like hours, staring at the scene in front of me, waiting for the fear to set in. But it never came. Instead, I felt something else. Power. November 5th, 1960. The town is different now. It's quieter, emptier. People are leaving, packing up their lives and running as far away as they can. But they can't escape what's coming. Because it's already here. I see it in the shadows, in the way they cling to everything. I hear it in the whispers, in the way they've stopped telling me what to do. Because they don't need to anymore. I already know. November 10th, 1960. I've accepted it now. This is who I am. This is who I was always meant to be. The whispers, the shadows, they aren't my enemies. They never were. They're a part of me. They've been guiding me, shaping me, helping me become what I was meant to be. And now, I'm ready. Ready to embrace the darkness completely. November 15, 1960. The town feels like a ghost of itself now. So many people have left, and those who remain are too scared to speak. They don't know what's happening, but they feel it. I see it in their eyes, the fear, the uncertainty, the knowledge that something is very, very wrong. But they don't know that it's already too late. November 20th, 1960. It's strange how quiet everything is now. The whispers have stopped. The shadows don't follow me anymore. Because they don't need to. I am the darkness now. I am the fear that's been haunting this town, the shadow that's been looming over it. And soon, everyone will know. November 30th, 1960. It's done. Everything is done. The town is empty now, a hollow shell of what it used to be. There's no one left to whisper, no one left to fear. The shadows have consumed everything. And I've finally become what I was always meant to be.